live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Good morning, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, investigators are looking for the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in Penobscot.
Plus, utility crews plan to have all power outages restored by the end of today.
And Christmas may be over, but stores were still packed with shoppers looking for some great deals.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us today. We'll have those stories coming up, but first we'll talk about the weather. Hey, it's been a few days since we saw each other, and you survived the storm just okay, it looks like.
I did. I didn't lose any power.
Yeah.
So
you were one of the lucky ones.
I'm very fortunate, yeah. Did you?
I was okay. We lost it for about a day. I live in Brewer, right across the river from Bangor, and,
Yep.
and looking at, you're over there in the darkness of Brewer, looking across, and Bangor's still all lit up and everything.
Right.
It's like you get a little power envy, I call it. But
Yes.
yeah, it was long, but I really can't complain. Some people were out for a few days. Some people are still out today.
Yeah.
But as we said at the top of the show, it looks like they'll have everybody back online. We'll have more on that coming up. But the good news is it looks like we'll have a nice quiet stretch of weather for at least a little bit.
Nice. That's always good post-Christmas.
Yeah, get back to normal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Devin Biggs says the full forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Here we go. So we're watching for a few returns on the radar this morning, maybe a few flurries developing across the area. There is some dry air in a good part of the atmosphere, so it might take a bit, though, for any precipitation to reach the ground. If it does happen, I don't think we'll have to worry about any accumulations in our neck of the woods. But overall, we'll be looking pretty good. Here's the big picture here right now. Maybe a few waves of energy moving through all this right here, moving from the west, going toward the east. So this will get out of here later today, and the clouds will begin to break up, and that will give us some sunshine later this afternoon. And there will be a little bit of wind, mainly out of the west, a little bit to the north at times at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Cannot be ruled out either, but as we head towards to Wednesday, those directions will be switching around just a bit. But futurecast moving forward, though, again, decreasing clouds on the way. We will become partly cloudy later this afternoon, but overnight tonight and parts of tomorrow morning, we'll see increasing clouds as another system moves in, and that will give us the opportunity for some clouds and, of course, some snow. That'll be on the way soon. So for today, lower 30s, some morning flurries and gradual clearing. West wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period becoming partly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, a home in Penobscot was badly damaged when fire broke out Monday. Multiple crews responded to 615 Back Ridge Road in Penobscot around 3 o'clock in the afternoon for a reported structure fire. According to Blue Hill Fire Chief Matt Dennison, the family had just gotten home when the fire broke out. Chief Dennison said the home was made of concrete, which also complicated the efforts for firefighters. He said there was some kind of an explosion, but they're still working to understand exactly what happened. No one was injured, and the fire marshal's office will be investigating. Responders from Blue Hill, Castine, Orland, Penobscot, and Bucksport all helped out. We'll bring you any updates as we get them.
Maine State Police say a child is dead and an investigation has begun in the Mid-Coast area. Spokesperson Shannon Moss says on Sunday, shortly after 7:30 a.m., the Lincoln County Communications Center received a 911 call in Edgecombe regarding a 3-year-old child that was not breathing. Rescue and deputies from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office responded to the residence on Route 1. The child was transported to the Miles Memorial Hospital and was pronounced dead. Maine State Police, Major Crimes Unit detectives, and evidence response technicians responded to the scene. An autopsy was conducted at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Augusta on Monday. The cause and manner of death are being withheld at the request of the Attorney General's office. The investigation into the death continues.
Meanwhile, utility crews hope to have any remaining power outages restored by the end of today. There were more than 300,000 following Friday's powerful storm. As of this morning, Central Maine Power was still working on a little more than 1,400 remaining outages, and Versant Power had about 1,300. A.J. Douglas spoke to the president of one of the largest utility companies to learn more about that massive effort.
When the storm hit, we were ready to go.
Utility companies say they made sure to plan ahead following several reports of gusty winds ranging from 55 to 65 miles per hour. Versant Power told us staff members prepared to restore power lines as quickly as possible. However, the level of damage to equipment caused by the recent windstorm needed to be addressed.
You drive around the service territory, the damage is remarkable. To me, this is reminiscent of hurricane-level damage.
Powerful winds moved across the country during this national weather event, leaving thousands without power during a very special time of year. As of Monday, over 8,000 Versant customers were still affected by outages. Versant Power President John Flynn says over 100 crews were on the road Monday.
For those who don't yet have power, please know we're doing everything we can to work as expeditiously and safely as possible.
A vast majority of restorations are expected to be completed by end of day Tuesday. In Hampton, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
The cleanup effort will continue long after power is restored. There's storm damage in numerous communities around the state, including in Skowhegan, where flooding caused destruction. Devin Dagnall met with one of the businesses affected by the storm.
The Skowhegan Plaza parking lot is in shambles after the Christmas weekend storm caused flooding that inevitably turned the area into a massive sinkhole. Carla Pierce, the assistant manager of Skowhegan's main pawn and gun, was in her shop the night of the storm and watched as conditions worsened, spelling disaster for the parking lot.
We received a lot of rain, and unfortunately we just didn't have any place for it to go, so it started to overflow of the parking lot and washed out a good portion of the parking lot, collapsing it in.
Surprisingly, this isn't the first time this parking lot has suffered severe impact thanks to a storm.
In 2015, we also had the same thing happen where we got torrential downpours, and with snow melting, it also flooded the parking lot.
Pierce says that she believes that the excessive flooding that led to both sinkholes was caused from a nearby stream overflowing, and that if the town of Skowhegan doesn't do something to fix it, it may happen again.
Unfortunately, it's definitely something that's going to have to be repaired further, not just a temporary fix. The flow that comes off by the hospital, this is actually just a stream, causes a lot of damage when it gets too high and crosses the parking lots.
We are currently awaiting comments from town management about the situation. No one was injured by the sinkhole, and all businesses in the plaza have since reopened. In Skowhegan, I'm Devin Dagnall for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, meanwhile, the fiscal year 2023 omnibus spending bill is now awaiting President Biden's signature after passing in the House and Senate last week. The House passed it Friday with a vote of 225 to 201. It had already passed in the Senate earlier in the week. Senator Susan Collins says there are some 180 main projects for which they secured funding. They range from fire stations to preserving historic venues and repairing roads. She says the funding is going to be very helpful to the state of Maine.
There's a lot that's good in this bill. It increases funding for our national defense, which I believe is absolutely essential for our national security. And it's also good for preserving jobs at Bath Iron Works, at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, at the Pratt & Whitney plant in York County, and at the DFAS Center in Limestone. So there's a lot in this bill that directly affects the state of Maine.
Well, this is also the same spending bill that includes a provision that would pause any new cuts or regulations for Maine lobsters, the Maine's lobster industry for the next 6 years. President Biden is expected to sign it sometime this week.
The Hamden Bridge Bundle project has officially been completed. The work involved rebuilding 8 bridges and rehabilitating a 9th. Along a 4-mile stretch of I-95 in Hamden, 4 temporary bridges had to be constructed to keep interstate traffic moving during the work. 3 of the bridges also crossed the Sebasticook Stream, which complicated the effort. Cost of the project was expected to be around $45 million.
Waterville is beginning the search for a new city manager following the sudden resignation of its own top official. Steve Daly submitted his resignation letter on Thursday. According to the Morning Sentinel, Daly said in a letter his decision to step down was caused by personal and urgent circumstances. Daly was hired to run the city almost 2 years ago. City officials will now hold a special meeting tomorrow to determine a severance package for Daly and to talk about the next steps.
The time is now 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, people flock back to the stores after Christmas, seeking great after-holiday deals.
But first, another check of our forecast. Looks like kind of a quiet day today. We'll see some morning flurries with highs around 30 degrees. Things will be dipping down to around 17 tonight, a chilly night ahead. Tomorrow, light snow possible with a high near 31.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
When Mainly Mercantile wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Mainly Mercantile is a venue of small businesses. We are a diverse group offering upcycled furniture and home decor, vintage items, jewelry, DIY creative products, made in Maine items, and souvenirs.
Bank robbery! Starting January 3rd, The Rookie moves to Tuesdays, and they're teaming up with the feds for an action-packed crossover event.
This suspect is extremely dangerous.
The Rookie crossover event starts Tuesday, January 3rd on ABC.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
She sent me videos of her in my husband's house.
And so you stole her dog?
She was harassing me. She was threatening me. She was messing with me, and that's why I went after her. I am her daily entertainment.
Hot Bench. Tuesday at 3 on ABC 7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. People are hitting the malls for more shopping following the holiday break. Our Matthew Jaroncic reports, as he reports, the usual trend of massive returns may not be so this year.
Typically, the day after Christmas is known for malls and local mom and pop shops getting swamped with people wanting to return their gifts they received. While this has been the case in previous years, folks we spoke to this year told us Santa pretty much nailed it.
Christmas was really great. We really didn't have too much to exchange. I just kind of got stuff that I asked for, and I really appreciated it. I'm really grateful that I got it.
Rather, people we spoke to had flocked to retailers to use what money and gift cards they got from St. Nick, which is welcome news for stores.
I bought some pants on sale using my points from all my holiday purchases, and I got a couple ornaments that were on sale as well.
I used Christmas money mostly. We went into Bath & Body Works and bought some stuff in there.
This comes after the National Retail Federation came out with a report earlier in the month that consumers are expected to return more than $816 billion worth of gifts, remaining consistent with last year's retail numbers.
But I really enjoyed coming out here and picking out things myself with the Christmas money, because I think that's also part of the holidays.
For some, finding that perfect gift after the holidays can be difficult, so shopping for yourself and scoring some sweet deals is a gift in and itself.
It seems like these days we pretty much buy things that we need, and so gift giving is difficult. And so that didn't happen a lot, so I bought something for me.
All the talk of gifts aside, folks also reminded us that the reason for the season isn't just presents.
Family's super important, and it's always important to hang out with them and see them, and I think the holiday time definitely shows us that, definitely helps us, but also being able to give gifts and receive gifts and put your time and your thought into it is something special too, and shouldn't be taken for granted.
Matthew Jaroncic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
There's been a little more good news at the gas pumps. The average price of gas has dropped to 9 cents a gallon this past week in Maine. According to Gas Buddy's survey, the average across the state is $3.39, excuse me. Quite the difference there. The cheapest price in Maine is $2.95 a gallon, and the highest is $3.95 a gallon. The price of diesel fuel has also dropped by 8.6 cents a gallon nationally. Unfortunately, though, that trend may change due to the colder weather slowly refining operations in the south and curbing gasoline production.
Now, 2022 proved to be an eventful year from the very start. Peter Dubois takes a look at some of the biggest stories from the first couple of months of 2022.
Communities and schools still grappled with the effects of COVID-19 even after the CDC lowered the quarantine period for infected individuals from 10 days to 5, right before the new year, a move that was met with mixed reactions.
Honestly, I just think the world just needs to get back to what it is. This isn't going to go away, so we just need to find a way to deal with it.
If they are vaccinated 5 days, as long as the test comes back negative, then I think it's okay.
Frustrations came to a head over masking guidelines. Many students and parents were upset over school policies intended to keep families and staff safe. Students at Nokomis Middle and High School staged a protest over their school's masking rules after some were sent home for disobeying them.
We're sick of it. It's gone on for 2 years too long now.
In early January, a homicide left the Lubec community in shock after 58-year-old Eva Cox was found dead in the trunk of a car. Her boyfriend, Paul DeForest, was later arrested in Virginia on a fugitive from justice warrant. Friends of Eva remembered her as a kind and loving person.
She's a wonderful, wonderful girl. I love her just like a sister.
There were multiple devastating fires early in the year. In January, an accidental fire broke out at the Amish Community Market and Bakery in Unity. No one was injured, but the store was a total loss.
I know I'm by here several times a day on average, and this place is hopping with customers, and it was a great store. I mean, it's going to be a huge impact to the whole community.
But just 3 weeks after the fire, the Amish community store had nearly been rebuilt, thanks in part to community members who pitched in with equipment, food, and monetary assistance.
I think it's changed the way that I feel and view the general public. Is just there's a kindness and a generosity there that I would not have given much thought.
In early February, an electrical fire destroyed part of Bar Harbor's Blue Nose Inn. Multiple fire departments fought to control the flames for 21 hours.
That was the largest, I would say, call for resources that I've seen probably in my career.
No one was injured, but the fire caused an estimated $10 million in damage. The world was shocked when Russia began its invasion of Ukraine in late February. Governor Mills proclaimed Maine's solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Others, including international students at the College of the Atlantic, held rallies to show their support as well.
Every day there's something new. We don't know how things are unfolding, so it seems like it's not going to end anytime soon.
10 months later, and the war in Ukraine grinds on. Reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Peter Dubois.
And I believe we'll be taking a look at some of the top stories of 2022 throughout the week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The time is now 6:17. After the break, federal assistance is on the way to help states coping with extreme weather conditions. Some have received more than 4 feet of snow.
Plus, bystanders spring into action when they see a small plane plummet into an icy creek. We'll have those stories and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
I'm Phil Levesque, President of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has you covered. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid, or fully electric. Brand new 2023 Kia Sportage, Sorento, Soul, Forte, and more. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or the affordable Sporty Forte with 41 mpg highway. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
She was the only one that had real access to the account.
A girl's guardian didn't guard her savings.
I see transfers on the 9th, the 12th, the 13th, $100, $30, $75. Those were all transfers to your bank. That was very foolish of you.
And a relationship goes bankrupt.
So you don't speak anymore?
She doesn't want nothing to do with me.
Because she hit me. Did she ever put her hands on you?
She literally smacked me in the mouth.
Next, Judge Judy.
Tuesday at 5, only on ABC7.
Welcome back. Well, now to the latest on the winter storm that's paralyzed much of western New York State and has claimed dozens of lives. President Biden has approved federal aid for the Buffalo, New York metro area as it braces for another day of sub-freezing temperatures and lake-effect snowfall.
ABC's Justin Finch has more from Washington.
Federal emergency assistance now on the way to a western New York currently crippled by more than 4 feet of snow and bracing for more.
Certainly it is the blizzard of the century.
The Buffalo area reporting at least 29 storm-related deaths, more than half found outside, and more than 500 have been rescued from extreme conditions.
I heard him screaming for help.
This woman credits quick-thinking neighbors for helping her get this man, suffering from apparent severe frostbite, to an emergency room. Buffalo is banning travel on its now treacherous roads, and its airport is remaining closed until at least Wednesday.
It's been catastrophic. It's been a failure at every level.
The Department of Transportation now looking into Southwest Airlines canceling of more than half of its flights Monday and Tuesday.
This one started west, swept east, and impacted almost every single one of our largest airports that put us in a position where we struggled to recover.
System-wide, airlines canceled more than 3,600 flights Monday, stranding passengers across the country.
My daughter's in New York City all by herself, very sad. It ruined our Christmas.
And scientists caution extreme winter weather could become more common, finding climate change is leading to a rapid warming of the Arctic, which can play a role in driving frigid air farther south into the U.S.
Well, I give myself maybe a C+ for my response to the storm. I'm like an old seasoned news guy. I know how to do these things. I had plenty of flashlights and that kind of thing, but I didn't charge my phone. I didn't do all those things I normally do.
If I had been caught,
yeah.
my phone was not charged either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I took a nap on Friday. When I woke up, the power was out, and it stayed that way until the next day sometimes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. I mean, it got down to around 50 degrees in my house the next morning, something like that. So I just went and did some more shopping. And I was lucked out. It was back on by the time I got home. Some people, I feel so bad for them. They were out for days.
I know.
Some people still are,
Yeah, but I know. I got my shopping done at least beforehand, but I know TJ Maxx was out on Broadway in Bangor. Yeah. Their power was out. Hannaford has a generator, but definitely threw a wrench in some plans.
Oh, I went out Friday in the middle of that massive storm. I was up by the mall. It was crazy. You couldn't even see as you're driving around.
I was like, oh, my snow tires are on.
Oh, there were hundreds of people out there doing the same thing. I'm like, this is a bad idea, but... Anyway.
We won our Wendy's in our last minute.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be a calmer week ahead, and things may even warm up by the end of the week.
Thankfully. Devin Biggs has the details.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Here we go. A few returns on the radar showing some snow showers and maybe flurries trying to develop this morning. Dry air is in the atmosphere, so it's going to take a bit for some of this to reach the ground, but you might notice a few flurries as you do head out the door this morning. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So nothing too ridiculous here. Little wave of energy off toward the north. We have high pressure further down toward the south. This will begin to move in later on today, so this will replace the clouds and give us some clearing later this afternoon, but there will be more energy on for the north and west soon, and that will give us opportunities for snow showers coming up as early as tomorrow. So futurecast moving forward, though, again, decreasing clouds. We'll be seeing partly cloudy skies by that point, even some good clearing by 7 p.m. later on this evening. But overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, clouds will begin to approach ahead of our next system. We'll be watching for some snow showers that will also begin to move in as well. Maybe a little bit of accumulation, but nothing too ridiculous that we can't handle overall. And again, maybe a little bit of snow to northern ends of the state as we head towards early Thursday morning. So here's the snow chances, mainly some across the northern parts of the state today, but for us, we're looking pretty good. Then we move ahead towards Wednesday where a little bit of snow could try to move in. Half inch or less will be the general idea there near the Bangor area. But with warmer temperatures on the way, I expect all this to melt pretty quickly. So here's the winds. We'll be seeing some gusty winds today, reaching up to around 20 miles per hour in a few areas. We'll keep that going for a bit, but backing off overnight tonight as we head towards Wednesday morning. So the gusty winds today will not be lasting very long and only up to around 20 miles per hour or so. Our average high is 31 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today and tomorrow. Upper 30s Thursday. You're going to like this warm up. 40s on the way Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before we cool off again as we head towards your Monday. Your forecast for today, lower 30s, a few morning flurries, then gradual clearing with that west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 17 degrees, becoming partly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, snow showers on the way, about a half inch or less possible there. Southwest wind up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's the look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. So a slight chance for more snow showers on Thursday. Highs close to 40 degrees. We'll make it to the mid-40s on Friday with a mostly cloudy sky. And New Year's Eve, a small chance for rain, otherwise mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-40s.
Bangor Floral is your perfect destination this holiday season. Since 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful holiday gifts for almost 100 years, featuring new, colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets that have warmed hearts for generations. And we strongly support the Buy Local movement by purchasing directly from local farms and growers. Bangor Floral at 332 Harlow Street. Experience a flower shop like no other this holiday season.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth over the years. The Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do this without your support. Thank you for choosing Hammond as your building project partner. Hammond Lumber Company, proud to serve local communities since 1953.
This week on Wheel, watch the year-end with enthusiasm.
Over the soul pack! Why are we yelling?
Woo! My lovely earrings were made by my friend Kyle, a lifelong fan of Vanna's.
Sure, Vanna will be expecting a pair of earrings in the mail.
Something's happening! Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year!
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7. On Jeopardy!
It's been quite a year for us here at the show. The thrilling debut of our Second Chance competition, moving right into a mind-blowing Tournament of Champions. Amy Schneider is now our Tournament of Champions winner. It's also been quite a year for Super Champions. Chris Panulo now ranks in the top 5 all-time for Jeopardy winnings.
Now, this week on Jeopardy, can current champ Ray Lalonde become a Super Champ too?
Everybody's off and running, Ray.
Well, let's do a true daily double then.
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. We turn now to the crisis on the southern border and new information overnight about the buses of migrants dropped off outside the home of Vice President Kamala Harris over the weekend. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the story.
This morning, days after buses of migrants were dropped off in 18-degree cold on Christmas Eve outside the vice president's home in Washington, a spokesperson for Texas Governor Greg Abbott confirming the migrants came from Texas, saying they willingly chose to go. Many of the migrants, including children, were not wearing proper winter coats and clothing. Abbott's communications director saying the migrants signed a voluntary consent waiver in multiple languages. Abbott recently spoke to ABC's Martha Raddatz about the bus drop-off in multiple cities.
And I removed them to locations that self-identified as sanctuary cities that have the capability and the desire to help out these migrants. And so that's exactly what's taking place.
The White House calling the move on Christmas Eve a shameful stunt, but Abbott's office firing back, slamming the White House as a bunch of hypocrites. The back and forth comes as both sides await a ruling from the Supreme Court on Title 42, a pandemic-era policy that allows the government to expel asylum seekers on public health grounds. The Biden administration argues the COVID emergency is over. Abbott says otherwise.
Whether it's COVID or some other issue, when you have people coming across the globe without knowing at all what their health status is, that almost by definition is a public health risk. There's every reason to keep that in place.
And now new figures show the extent of the crisis. Nearly 1.6 million people are now waiting for their asylum applications to be processed, a record number, with cases now 7 times higher than a decade ago.
That was Andrew Dimbert reporting. Now we turn to Maryland and a dramatic rescue caught on camera after a small plane crashed into an icy creek. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the story.
John Lean and his son saw this single-engine plane crash into this creek south of Baltimore and knew they had to do something fast.
Normally they're over there, and this time
He was heading right for us.
I do have multiple civilians with kayaks. It's pretty iced up over here.
So the Navy veteran and his son grabbed 2 kayaks, knowing that every moment counts in such frigid water.
You're pushing the whole ice flow, which is good. So just keep nice and slow.
But the ice was so thick, they had to use shovels to paddle.
I'm like, an oar's not going to do it. I need a shovel.
When they reached the stranded pilot, 71-year-old Steve Crouchman, he was standing on the wing of the plane, sinking. They shouted instructions to him.
Get out of the water. Just get out of the water and just hold tight. And then I just pickaxed backwards and got my kayak back onto the ice, and he was out of the water.
The father and son were soon joined by a police officer and a 3rd kayak who helped get the pilot to safety, eventually pulling him onto this rescue boat. But Dad doesn't call himself a hero.
I don't look at it that way. I look at it just as someone who saw something that needed to do something.
So I'm sore, so I'm sure he's pretty sore as well.
Meanwhile, updates are done and checks soon will be going out to seniors awaiting higher benefit payouts. About 70 million Americans will see a boost of about 8.7% in their Social Security checks, starting as soon as Friday. The raised benefits will go to both those receiving regular Social Security and supplemental security income benefits. The hike in the cost of living adjustments is the highest since 1981, based on inflation. Average payouts will increase by more than $140 per month. An added benefit for recipients is the Medicare premiums are also going down, while Social Security benefits are going up. That is certainly wonderful news to a lot of people out there that live on a fixed income.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still to come here on the second half of our show. It's a special place in Orland where people can go for a dip in the middle of the long, cold winter.
And we'll also check out some of the top Google searches for the year. That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
Hammond Lumber Company is honored to be named one of the best places to work in Maine. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
The biggest sale of the year starts right now, and it's only at the Furniture Gallery. Huge discounts everywhere during our year-end blowout sale. Recliners starting at $2.99. Queen mattresses also $2.99. And sectionals as low as $6.99. Save up to 75% off brand names like Ashley, Lane, Serta, Simmons, Nectar. You won't see these savings again, so don't miss your chance to purchase that special item now. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
How do you figure that it's not your fault? If not yours, then whose?
Marilyn Millian.
Look, Miss.
Don't call me Miss, it's Judge.
Well, Miss Judge.
Not Miss Judge, just Judge.
The People's Court.
I like your style, Judge.
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Today is Tuesday, December 27th. There are just 4 days left in 2022. On this day in history, in 1939, the first American snowmobiles could be used at Cranmore Mountain in North Conway, New Hampshire, which had the shape of our modern snowmobiles, but in this instance were used as ski lifts. I didn't know that. They were featuring cars pulled by a cable up a set of wooden tracks there. they've come a long way.
I know, it's pretty cool. And in 2007, Pakistani politician Benazir Bhutto, the first woman leader of a Muslim nation in modern history, was assassinated in Pakistan while campaigning for upcoming parliamentary elections, and this day is known to remember her. And in 2012, NASA unveiled a plan to capture a 500-ton asteroid in 2025.
Well, how about that? I noticed you didn't put down what today is either. We talked about it before the show, but it's National Fruitcake Day, too.
I didn't put it in.
We just didn't want to talk about it.
I kind of meant to, but I was like, I don't know how to talk about fruitcake. I don't know.
Well, I think that says a lot right there, because people are kind of like, I don't know if we want to put it in there, because some people just do not like fruitcake. I'm one of them. I don't really care for it.
I'll try it again. If somebody gives it to me, I will try it again.
You know, they're not all created equal. I've had some that are pretty good. I don't like the spiced fruits and that little flavor or whatever.
Fruits.
Yeah, the candied fruits or whatever.
I want to try it. Like, how about we make a fruitcake that's more like tres leches that has fresh? It's a milk cake.
Yeah.
It's I'll make it sometime.
Make that.
Yeah.
Emma cooks all the time.
With fresh fruit on top. I'm not as good of a baker.
I could go for that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fruitcake guy though.
Yeah.
So anyway, for birthdays today, we have the vocalist for the pop band, rock band Paramore. Hayley Williams is 34 today. I can't believe that. Seems like she was just a kid.
Right.
But also French-American actor Timothée Chalamet. Is that how you say it?
I wrote his name wrong. It's
Timothée Chalamet. See, I don't know who that is. Known especially for his... Oh, I know who that is. He's in Dune and Interstellar. He's 27 years old
He doesn't
today.
look 27. He looks younger.
Yeah. He has that big hairdo kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the new boy band type.
Yeah.
Yes.
That says it right
Although
there.
an actor, yes.
All right, so it's not Timothée Chalamet. It's Timothy.
Timothy, spelled with 2 E's at the end.
All right, I'm glad we got that covered.
Yes.
The weather, not so bad today. I think we might see a few flurries today, but after what we had over the weekend, I love a good storm. I love it when it's like that.
I agree.
Oh, I got to tell you one thing I did. I felt so smart.
Yeah?
I parked at my apartment. I usually park my pickup truck in the same place all the time, but there's a bunch of big trees there. And Friday, I'm like, I think I'm going to park it somewhere else. And so I did. I parked it across the dooryard, way on the other side where there's no trees. And when I came out the next day, there was a giant, 20-foot-long branch, a big old thick branch, sitting right where my pickup truck usually does.
That's a reminder to follow those instincts.
I felt so smart about that. So,
you had a stroke of genius.
Didn't get my truck all stolen.
We got to follow those when we get them.
Yeah.
Very wise. I'm glad that you avoided that.
Me too.
You just bought that truck a month
or 2
weeks
ago. Yeah, I don't want to hurt my truck. I just went through that.
And I was thinking about that too over the weekend. I wonder how everybody's insurance is different in those regards, but that can be a big
I would have been in trouble if it would have hit it, because I have the basic. So anyway, here's your forecast. Looks like a quieter week ahead.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with all your fishing needs. Carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Here we go. So we're watching for a few returns on the radar this morning, maybe a few flurries developing across the area. There is some dry air in a good part of the atmosphere, so it might take a bit, though, for any precipitation to reach the ground. If it does happen, I don't think we'll have to worry about any accumulations in our neck of the woods. But overall, we'll be looking pretty good. Here's the big picture here right now. Maybe a few waves of energy moving through all this right here, moving from the west, going toward the east. So this will get out of here later today, and the clouds will begin to break up, and that will give us some sunshine later this afternoon. And there will be a little bit of wind, mainly out of the west, a little bit to the north at times at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Cannot be ruled out either, but as we head towards to Wednesday, those directions will be switching around just a bit. But futurecast moving forward, though, again, decreasing clouds on the way. We will become partly cloudy later this afternoon, but overnight tonight and parts of tomorrow morning, we'll see increasing clouds as another system moves in, and that will give us the opportunity for some clouds and, of course, some snow. That'll be on the way soon. So for today, lower 30s, some morning flurries and gradual clearing. West wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, becoming partly cloudy, temperatures in the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Well, if the winter weather in Maine has you yearning for the tropics, look no further than the Orland Oasis. As Jody Hersey tells us, the mom of 4 who runs this pool is more than happy to share it with others.
In Hancock County, off of busy Acadia Highway, sits the Orland Oasis, a tranquil and relaxing indoor heated pool that can be rented by the hour or event by those wishing to get their toes wet.
It was really great during the pandemic for families to just have an option to come and not be around other people. a nice activity.
Shannon Labby moved from Aroostook County to Orland with her husband and 4 kids and thought opening this little getaway to the public was a great way to offset the cost of operating a pool. Labby uses the Swimbly app for all her bookings.
So Swimbly is pretty helpful in the way that they do it, and it's just all through them. You set up a profile, and they let me know when somebody books the pool, so I know when I need to have the doors opened or the pool uncovered and things like that.
The private entrance into the Orland Oasis provides guests uninterrupted time together, while also allowing the Labby family the ability to carry on with their day.
I've seen some ladies get a group of them together and they come out for a nice ladies' night out. There's moms who bring their toddlers during the daytime. Families' birthday parties. We have birthday parties. They're often on the weekends, so weekends are really busy. It's good though.
In Orland, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
What a nice idea. Good of them to keep it open to people, too.
There's not that many pools in the area.
No.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have your latest with local sports.
Don't go away.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
When Natural Living Center wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Natural Living Center offers natural groceries, organic produce, the largest selection of supplements in the area, gluten-free products, and more for your health.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best. Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on ABC 7 News at 11. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Oversharing can be weird.
How you doing, buddy? I'm more excited than a mosquito flying into a nudist colony.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Hope you had a great Christmas if you celebrated. Speaking of celebrating, UMenn women's hockey head coach Molly Engstrom has had a lot to celebrate lately. Her squad is getting national votes, and she had the chance to coach her former squad, the USA women's national hockey team. Take a look.
It's an honor. I mean, I've had a long-standing relationship with USA Hockey, and I'm very happy I said yes.
Maine women's hockey head coach Molly Engstrom's career has come full circle, recently serving as an assistant coach for USA Women's Hockey's rivalry series against Canada.
It's hard to describe, kind of. It's like two different lives. A lot of it was just taking it in, as a player when you're playing in front of 15,000 people. And now all of a sudden you're standing on the bench behind the players.
Engstrom, a former Olympic silver and bronze medalist with the team, coached 2 games earlier this month. She says it was a valuable experience, especially with the nuances she picked up.
You're always learning drills, concepts, theories, philosophies, that kind of thing. We've tried to bring that to UMaine already, but definitely you're always picking up nuances and verbiage from the head coach.
Engstrom even got to coach some of her former teammates at USA Hockey, as well as getting a glimpse of the future of the team.
When you're a player, those are all just your teammates and you're kind of all doing your own thing. But now to see the difference between the new players on that team, the really young players who are still in college, and you have Kendall Coyne, Kessel, and Hillary Knight. So that gap, it's fun to see as a coach.
And with that mix of youth and experience, many at USA Hockey, including Engstrom, have a huge sense of optimism for the future.
The talent of the younger players coming up and what USA Hockey has with their older players can really complement each other to do something special.
And we sure do hope our national team brings home something special, maybe even some more gold. Speaking of gold, the Patriots had some golden opportunities to pull a huge comeback win against the Bengals on Saturday, but a late mistake would cost them again. The Pats were down 22-0 in the third quarter, but a pick six by Marcus Jones and 2 Mac Jones touchdown passes, including this miraculous 48-yarder caught by Jacoby Myers, would pull them within 4. But with a chance to score and under a minute left, a Ramondre Stevenson fumble would bring their comeback chances to a screeching halt. That's 2 straight heartbreaking losses as they are fighting for their playoff lives. Quarterback Mac Jones believes that all of this falls on him.
First of all, no one probably believed that we would come back from 22 points, but we fought and we're right there, right? You score and it's a totally different game. So it's a tough situation. Just got to execute better. It falls on me.
Sitting at 7-8, the Patriots must essentially win out to notch a playoff spot. Despite their recent struggles, Coach Belichick says there's not much they need to change in order to get there.
How do you make sure that the players stay together these final 2 weeks of the season here?
Do what we've been doing.
Well, at least we always know where he stands. And we also know where the Celtics stand at the top of the Eastern Conference. They cemented that spot with a huge Christmas Day win against the Bucks, led by their biggest star. In the 138-119 win, Jason Tatum had 41 points and shot an insane 14 of 22 from the field, including that dunk on Giannis. Wow. His 41 points were the second most for a Celtic on Christmas Day in history. Here he is after the game on how it feels to be a part of franchise history.
But it's hard to, think in a moment at 24 that, I have a place in Celtic history. But, it's definitely an honor. I've said that many a times, how much I love being here and, what it means to play on Christmas. Something I never want to take for granted.
Jaylen Brown also came up big with 29 points and shooting 5 of 9 from 3. After the Celtics' struggle over the last couple of games, Brown says that the big stage of Christmas Day provided the perfect chance to right the ship.
Over the last couple of weeks, we dropped some games, had some guys in and out the lineup, haven't shot the ball great. So to come out here tonight, everybody's watching. I think it's the perfect place to shake everything off and come out and play some good basketball.
Looking forward to see what the Celtics can drum up in the next few games. We're also looking forward to the return of high school basketball tomorrow. And here are some of the top games that we have on the slate. Boys, Bangor at Hamden, 6:30. Mount Blue at Brewer, 7:30. And Old Town at Ellsworth at 1:30. And for girls, Bangor at Hamden, 5 p.m. And Old Town at Ellsworth at 4:30 p.m. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard to buy for a relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Andy Field.
Country music artist Zach Bryan dropped a live album called All My Homies Hate Ticketmaster on Christmas Day. At the same time, he put out a statement on Instagram complaining about high ticket prices to live shows, writing that working-class people should be able to afford tickets. Ticketmaster has faced criticism in recent weeks, especially after the botched rollout of tickets for superstar Taylor Swift's upcoming Eras Tour. The company did not respond to Bryan's album or post. Jennifer Lopez decked out her home for the holidays with a special theme this year. The 53-year-old singer shared photos from her holiday celebrations in the latest installment of her on the JLO newsletter. She centered her Christmas theme around the idea of the hummingbird. Lopez writing that to her, hummingbirds are messengers of love and a sign everything is going to be okay. Britney Spears and her husband had a merry Britmas, spending the day in nature. Sam Asghari, a fitness trainer and actor, shared a video and photo of himself and Spears meditating while on a hike. He wrote on Instagram, "My wife is really becoming a meditation guru, and I love it. Merry Britmas to you all." Celebrating birthdays today, Good Time star John Amos turns 83. Actor Timothy Chalamet is 27. That's what's happening in Hollywood.
Now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
I saw Timothy Chalamet. I know who he is.
Yeah, we do. We know who he is.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With all your fishing needs, carrying ammo, Damascus knives, gold and silver buying and selling, and a novelty room. Concealed classes are available. Call today. Here we go. A few returns on the radar showing some snow showers and maybe flurries trying to develop this morning. Dry air is in the atmosphere, so it's going to take a bit for some of this to reach the ground, but you might notice a few flurries as you do head out the door this morning. Let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture. So nothing too ridiculous here. Low wave of energy off toward the north. We have high pressure further down toward the south. This will begin to move in later on today, so this will replace the clouds and give us some clearing later this afternoon, but there will be more energy on for the north and west soon, and that will give us opportunities for snow showers coming up as early as tomorrow. So futurecast moving forward, though, again, decreasing clouds. We'll be seeing partly cloudy skies by that point, even some good clearing by 7 p.m. later on this evening. But overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, clouds will begin to approach ahead of our next system. We'll be watching for some snow showers that will also begin to move in as well. Maybe a little bit of accumulation, but nothing too ridiculous that we can't handle overall. And again, maybe a little bit of snow to northern ends of the state as we head towards early Thursday morning. So here's the snow chances, mainly some across the northern parts of the state today, but for us, we're looking pretty good. Then we move ahead towards Wednesday where a little bit of snow could try to move in. Half inch or less will be the general idea there near the Bangor area. But with warmer temperatures on the way, I expect all this to melt pretty quickly. So here's the winds. We'll be seeing some gusty winds today, reaching up to around 20 miles per hour. In a few areas, we'll keep that going for a bit, but backing off overnight tonight as we head towards Wednesday morning. So the gusty winds today will not be lasting very long and only up to around 20 miles per hour or so. Our average high is 31 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today and tomorrow. Upper 30s Thursday. You're going to like this warm up. 40s on the way Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before we cool off again as we head towards your Monday. Your forecast for today, lower 30s, a few morning flurries, then gradual clearing with that west wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 17 degrees, becoming partly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, snow showers on the way, about a half inch or less possible there. Southwest wind up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's the look at your extended forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. So a slight chance for more snow showers on Thursday. Highs close to 40 degrees. We'll make it to the mid-40s on Friday with a mostly cloudy sky. And New Year's Eve, a small chance for rain, otherwise mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-40s.
Today, my friend, you did it! You did it! You
Good news! A new clinical study showed that Centrum Silver supports cognitive health in older adults. It's one more step towards taking charge of your health. So every day, you can say, it's Centrum Silver.
When Mainly Mercantile wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Mainly Mercantile is a venue of small businesses. We are a diverse group offering upcycled furniture and home decor, vintage items, jewelry, DIY creative products, made in Maine items, and souvenirs.
The biggest sale of the year starts right now, and it's only at the Furniture Gallery. Huge discounts everywhere during our year-end blowout sale. Recliners starting at $2.99. Queen mattresses also $2.99. And sectionals as low as $6.99. Save up to 75% off brand names like Ashley, Lane, Serta, Simmons, Nectar. You won't see these savings again, so don't miss your chance to purchase that special item now. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
New Year's Eve magic is in the air from the happiest place on earth to Times Square. Join me and my co-hosts Billy Porter, Sierra, D-Nice, Jesse James Decker, Liza Koshy, and Rosalind Sanchez as we ring in the new year live from New York.
With performances by Dove Cameron, Duran Duran, Faruko, Halle Bailey, J-Ho, New Edition, Wiz Khalifa, and so many more.
It's time to celebrate 2023. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest live on ABC.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent, Georgia Bureau Investigation.
Will sees things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
Oh, I love some good old-fashioned detective work.
You read that crime scene like it was a book.
I bet I can solve this tonight.
You made a bet on this?
So an opportunity to make a little cash.
Why Will Trent? He's good police, and he's objectively hot.
Plus, I'm a pretty observant guy.
Over to the Mr. Food Test Kitchen to see what Howard has in store for us.
Christmas is behind us, and many of us are traveling to someplace warm, like Florida, or wishing we could be. Either way, the recipe for strawberry shortcake that I'll be sharing with you today has earned itself the title of the Sunshine State's official dessert. It has received this prestigious honor since Florida is known for producing the sweetest and juiciest strawberries around. One bite, and it's easy to see why Florida is named the winter strawberry capital of the nation. That means right now, through the end of March, these fields are brimming with strawberries, which will add a spark of sunshine to any day. So what makes them so special? First of all, they're planted and harvested by hand, which means each ruby red berry is given lots of TLC. And unlike many other fruits, these are vine ripened, so their flavor is second to none. So whether you're celebrating New Year's Eve with a white or red Florida strawberry floating in your champagne, or you're looking for a new way to start 2023 with a good-for-you treat, make sure you have plenty of these on hand. When it comes to creating the perfect strawberry shortcake, what I like to do is top each slice of angel food or sponge cake with some Florida strawberries that are lightly tossed in a touch of sugar, which creates a syrup. Then we spoon this on top of our cake, top it with fresh whipped cream and a sprig of mint. To get this recipe for what I call Sunshine State Strawberry Shortcake, all you need to do is go online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today I'm glad I was able to share a recipe that includes Florida's prize-winning crop, strawberries, in a way that'll have everyone saying, "Ooh, it's so good."
Looks good.
Yeah, that's kind of like Tres Leches, what I was talking about earlier, but Tres Leches is more kind of milky. But that's fun because, I mean, normally we see that around July 4th.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's more of a summertime kind of thing.
I think it's always relevant, though. Yeah, as long as the strawberries are good.
I like good strawberries.
Me too.
I think that's why it is a summer thing, because don't they harvest those in June usually?
I mean, yeah, if we're thinking of Maine strawberries, I don't know, though. We'll have to see.
What do I know? I just like to eat the cake. That's it for now. We'll have the top Google searches in the next hour. Good Morning America is next. We will continue broadcasting on Fox 22.
Have a good Tuesday.
Before you count down on New Year's Eve, count on GMA to be rockin' with Mr. Rockin' Eve himself, Ryan Seacrest Live, and Jesse James Decker. The rockin'est New Year's Eve ever kicks off this week on Tell 'em Ryan.
Good Morning America.
Have you noticed our bills keep going up?
Yeah. And now electricity prices are going up because natural gas prices are up. We need to find ways to make cuts.
John told me the PUC website offers information about financial assistance, conservation programs. We should check on Betty. She lives on a fixed income. She keeps her heat way down. When prices go up again, she may really need help.
I heard you can get help with your utility bills. You should let her know.
Okay.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth over the years. The Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do